In the small village of Ndem, nestled between the vast savanna of Senegal, there stood an ancient baobab tree for as long as anyone could remember. The villagers had whispered among the tree's magical powers. They believed that the baobab held the secrets of their ancestors and that it was a gateway to the spirit world. The villagers would often gather around the tree at sunset, sharing stories of their ancestors' bravery and wisdom. As a child, Amadi had always been fascinated by the stories. He would sit at the feet of the elderly villagers, listening with wild eyes as they spoke of the baobab's magic. His parents had warned him to stay away from the tree, telling him that it was a place of ancient power, not to be trifled with. But Amadi's curiosity had only grown stronger with time. An inexplicable pull towards the baobab, as though it held secrets that only he could unlock. One scorching afternoon, after exploring the outskirts of the village, Amadi stumbled upon the majestic baobab. Its trunk was wide and gnarled, its branches stretching towards the sky like giant arms. The tree seemed to loom over him, casting a long shadow across the dry earth. Amadi felt a shiver run down his spine as he approaches the tree. He had never been this close before, and he could feel the tree's energy emanating from it. Without thinking, Amadi reached out and touched the trunk. The moment his skin made contact with the tree, the air around him began to swell. The tree's branches started to glow with a soft ethereal light. Amadi felt himself being drawn into the tree as though he was being pulled into a vortex. He closed his eyes, feeling the tree's energy coursing through his veins. As Amadi stood there, transfixed by the glowing branches, he began to hear whispers. The voices were faint at first, but they grew louder and clearer. Amadi recognized the languages as those of his ancestors who had lived in the village centuries ago. The whispers spoke of ancient tradition, forgotten rituals, and the history of the village. Amadi felt as though he was being initiated into a secret world, one that had been hidden from him until now. The whispers grew louder, more urgent, and Amadi felt himself being pulled to a different time and place. He saw visions of ancestors, strong and proud, walking the land and tending to their animals. He saw the village at its heyday, thriving and prosperous, and he saw the baobab tree standing tall and proud, a symbol of the villagers' strength and resilience. As Amadi listened to the whispers, a figure emerged from the shadow. It was an old man with a kind face and piercing eyes. He introduced himself as a guardian of the baobab tree. The man explained that he had been watching Amadi from afar and was pleased to see that the young boy had discovered the tree's secret. He warned Amadi that the secret of the baobab came with great responsibility and that he must use his newfound knowledge wisely. The old man took Amadi under his wings, teaching him about the ancient traditions and rituals of the village. Amadi learned about the importance of respecting the land and the ancestors who had come before him. He spent hours listening to the old man's story, soaking up the wisdom and knowledge like a sponge. Over the next few days, Amadi returned to the baobab tree, eager to learn more about his ancestors and the village's history. The old man shared stories of great droughts and floods, of wars and famines, and of the village struggles and triumphs. Amadi learned about the ancient rituals and traditions that had been lost over time. He discovered the baobab tree was a symbol of the village resilience and strength. He discovered that the baobab tree was a symbol of the village resilience and strength. As Amadi delved deeper into the secrets of the baobab, he began to realize the importance of preserving the village's tradition and culture. He saw how the ancient rituals and customs had been forgotten and how the village has lost touch with its heritage. Amadi knew that he had to do something to help preserve the village culture, but he didn't know where to start. A severe drought had struck the land, and the village crops were withering away. The villagers were desperate, and many considering leaving the village in search of better lands. Amadi knew that he had to use his newfound knowledge to help his village. He turned to the old man and the baobab tree for guidance. The old man looked at Amadi with a serious expression. The baobab tree holds one final secret, he said, but it is a secret that only you can unlock. Amadi was intrigued. He knew that he had to find a way to help the village, and he was willing to do whatever it took. The old man revealed to Amadi that the baobab tree and that they could reach deep into the earth to find hidden water sources. Amadi's eyes lit up with excitement. He knew that this was the solution to the village's problem. With the help of the villagers, Amadi dug a well near the baobab tree. To their surprise, they found a bounty of fresh water. The villagers' crops began to flourish once again, and the villagers rejoiced. Amadi had saved the village, and he knew that he would always cherish the secrets of the magic baobab tree. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting African stories.